So we go ahead with phylum Arthropoda. Arthropoda. The meaning of arthropoda is what? Jointed legs. See, purposely I kept my video off because it will take more of the network issues might crop up because of that. So let me see if the voice is stable and everything is fine. I'll on my video. As of now, you can look at the beautiful arthropoda diagram that is placed in front of your screen. It is largest and most successful phylum. Arthropods are solitary. Solitary means they can remain single and maybe colonial also. That stably can remain to be your insects. Arthropods undergo molding to allow body growth. What do you mean by molding? Molding का मतलब होता है they keep on changing from the larval pupa stage to the larval stage, and finally they emerge out to be insects. That is called as molding. They keep changing their body forms. Body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. So here in the diagram, you can very well see here is the head, then you can see the thorax, and you can see the abdomen as well. So three divisions of the body you can see very clearly. In some animals, head and thorax fuse to form cephalothorax. So as in case of cockroaches, especially, so we have to do animal types. We have to study the animal types, which is a part of your syllabus. According to NCERT, it's going to be only a cockroach, but we have got earthworm and frog also to be studied in brief. So that's going to be the next part of this chapter, of course. It does happen in several arthropods. Okay. Yeah. Then arthropods possesses legs for crawling, creeping, walking, and wings for flying. So these are the characteristic of every insect. So nothing, like difficult to understand in this part. Digestive system is complete and divided into foregut, midgut, and hindgut. So how is the digestive system? It's divided into foregut, midgut, and hindgut. Right. So what do you have word foregut? Foregut का मतलब क्या है? The region which is going to be towards the neck region or head region. Midgut is the single one, and hindgut is the back side. You all can't hear me? You all hear me still? I think there is no problem. Mouth parts are highly and used for biting and sucking. See all. So the mouth parts are modified accordingly. Circulatory system. Thinking by that open type of system, the blood is going to flow in the blood sinuses. So the blood is not going to have to pass through any vessels or nothing like they have to pass through any pipelines as they are passing in our body. Okay, that is not going to happen in these cases. Here they are capable of that blood directly makes the organs. Okay, respiratory organs are gills, trachea, buccals, and buccal. Now these are very, very specific. Gills, trachea, buccals, buccals. These all are you know, trachea. So there are different structures which are going to be present for these particular arthropods. Excision as a very common question. A very frequent question that is going to be asked in your examination is excretion takes place by which particular organs in case of arthropods. Please remember it's going to be green gland or multi-jet tubes. And remember these two words. Take note of it. Nervous system is formed by nerve ring and double ganglionated nerve cord. अब ये क्या होता है? Nerve ring मतलब जो है एक ring form में आपको उसकी एक पूरा network दिखेगा. It is going to have something called as double ganglionated nerve cord. Double ganglion. What are ganglions? हमने So, I was asking you what is ganglion. Can anyone tell me what is a ganglion? कोई बताएगा ganglion क्या होता है? Can anyone tell me what is a ganglion? Very good. Yeah, aggregates of cell bodies is going to be your ganglion. Correct. यहाँ पर है ना बेटा double ganglionated structures होते हैं. They are going to have a double ganglionated nerve cord. Cells are well developed in the form of antennae, compound eyes, and taste receptors. See, they have got different types of sense organs. As you can see, antennae. You have seen antennae in case of cockroach as well. Do you remember? कॉकरोच को कभी देखा है? मस्त दो एंटीने रहते हैं उसके. कंपाउंड आइज है उनके. कंपाउंड आइज का मतलब होता है बेटा उनको एक पिक्चर है ना, एक पिक्चर, you know, it appears like several small pieces which is aggregated together. ऐसे उनको pieces wise उनका विजन होता है, उसको हम कहते हैं कंपाउंड आइज. And they are called So they can easily sense the taste. Sexes are separate, showing sexual dimorphism. इसका मतलब male and female sexes separate clearly, demarcate. You can easily figure out that it's a male insect and this one is going to be a female insect. Okay. Animals are oviparous and fertilization is internal. What do you mean by oviparous? Egg laying and fertilization is internal. The fertilization is going to be taking place within the female's body, after which the fertilized eggs are going to be, laid, and then they are going to be hatched out into the young ones. So that is what animals are. Okay. So these are the characteristics of arthropod. You have to remember with respect to digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, and reproductive system is yet to come. Okay? Here you can see digestive system. Here you can see the mouth. This is the foregut. This entire area is going to be called as the midgut, and from here to here is going to be the hindgut with the anus. Okay. System and respiratory system, the difference can be seen very clearly. Here, that is directly bathing the organs. See, directly they are bathing. And here you can see it is passing through the tubes or the pipelines. From the heart, it is entering through the branches where the interstitial fluid is there between it, and the blood is with a particular part. Got it? Any difficulty understanding for arthropods? ये जो arthropod है ये कौन सा पता है आपको? दिखाई दे रहा है A वाला, ये कौन पता है आपको? Those non-vegetarian food को पता होना चाहिए. What does it look like? Any guesses? Any guesses? What does it look like? No one. It's the prawn. But like the prawns, it's prawn. It's an arthropod. It's not a fish. Fine. You can see over here book lungs, book gills. You can see this crab over here. This is a crab. Very well seen. These are the book gills. And these are the jointed legs. ये jointed legs there. This is a crab. ठीक है? Yes. Development is direct or indirect. That means if it is indirect, I have the last class. Do you know this word? Direct and indirect development. Direct development means the young ones look very similar like the parent, and indirectly they are looking very different, and they eventually change themselves to look like the adults, resemble the adults. That is direct and indirect. In some reports, no, beta, that was a crab. It was not a cockroach. It was a crab. Okay. Yes. Some arthropods are economically important. Some arthropods like honeybees, individuals are produced by parthenogenesis, that is without fertilization. So I think so in one of your papers for parthenogenesis, which some of you had asked me, and I told you that it is formation of the new generation without the fertilization of gametes. Okay, So there are honeybees which produce. So of course, example of honeybee हमें करना है in genetics. So we'll be doing that particular thing in genetics. Some arthropods are economically important, like the honeybees, silver, lobsters, prawns, crabs, etc. Some people eat lobster, prawns. Honey, which is very valuable in Ayurveda, and even silkworms. They are very important. You might have heard of the silk clothes, silk saris, and all are very costly. So that is not the only. Some arthropods are harmful, like mosquitoes, centipedes, spiders, cockroach. These all are harmful. You know what is a centipede? रेनी सीजन आपके घर में कभी कभी आ जाते हैं बेटा बेटा पानी या नहीं सेंटीपेड्स ना उनको हम क्या कहते हैं बताएं सम इन मराठी सब पीपल कॉल देम ऐसा ऐसे पूरी ऑल ओवर बॉडी को हेयर रहता है ब्लैक कलर के होते हैं आई डोंट नो इफ यू हैव सीन देम falling up here again and again Yes. I guess now the things are going to be much better. See, is the voice better now? Yeah, I know. That's what. Anyways, so, yeah. So we were talking about the arthropods, right? Yes. 1 minute. I just try to share the PPT with you all. Mm, you know, it's easy for me also to download the. Ah, this is a better one. That was the raw one which I was showing you. I can show you a better picture. Much, much, much better. So now we can see characteristics of arthropods at a glance, which I'll share it with you all. Okay. So this we have seen kingdom of phylum Arthropoda, character at a glance. So great organization, organ system, symmetry is bilateral symmetry, germ layers, triploblastic, coelomes, that cosmopolitan, digestive system is complete, respiratory system, gills, book gills, trachea, book lungs, all are present. Circulatory system is of the open type. Reproduction, mostly dioecious, usually internal fertilization, mostly oviparous. Development is direct or indirect. Unique features, jointed appendage, body as head, thorax, and abdomen. Titanius tubular, Malpighian tubules are present, as we have seen already, along with the green glands, of course, which are, like important names. Sense organs are antennae, compound eyes, simple eyes in some, along with statocysts. So, some of the arthropods are going to have statocysts. Statocysts are sensory. They can only understand the, vibrations. They can only understand the vibrations. They don't, sense any light or taste, or they can't see anything, but the vibrations can be felt. Okay. Examples of this particular arthropod are spider, scorpion, crab, prawn, and insects. Right. So these are the characteristics at a glance. So any difficulty in understanding arthropoda, beta? All of you are okay with it? Can I go ahead? Yeah. Then we go ahead with the next one. That is going to be the second largest among the animal kingdoms. That is going to be your mollusca. So very clearly you can see these mollusks. See, these things you might have seen in whenever you go to a beach. अब जब बीच पे जाते हो घूमने के लिए तो ये ऐसे वाले शेल्स तुमने बहुत देखे होंगे, है ना? या जनरली या ब्राउन वन सी शेल्स, यस, ये बहुत फेमस है अपने इधर भी। अगर तुम नॉर्मल जो बीच भी जाते हो ना तो भी तुम्हें ये ऐसे वाले शेल्स दिखाएंगे. So this is going to be all your phylum mollusca. So let us understand them. They have got what is the grades of organization, organ system, symmetry, bilateral symmetry. You can see it can be divided into two equal halves only when they pass through a common single one plane. Okay. Geminal layers, there are three geminal layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Coelom, it has got true coelom, so they are coelomic. Look at habit and habitat, that is they are aquatic and few may be terrestrial. These so you can see on your compound walls also during the rainy seasons. So during the rainy season, if you have seen something like this way on your compound walls as well, this is a very common one which is seen everywhere in our areas. Digestive system, complete. It has two openings, mouth and the anus. In the diagram itself, you can see the two openings very clearly. See beta, ये mouth है, पूरा digestive system है, digestive tract. This is the stomach. Yeah, this is the intestine, correct? And this is going to be the anus. Very clearly see, correct? Respiratory system, they have got gills in aquatic forms, pulmonary sac in terrestrial form. So जो aquatic होते हैं उनमें क्या होता है, उनमें gills होते हैं. तो you can see these gills. यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छा दिखाई दे रहा है तुम्हें ये gills का. Yeah, this is the gills. And here you can see this is the pulmonary sac. So instead of gills, these are going to have the pulmonary sac. This is your pila. Pila मतलब अपना normal जो रेनी सीजन में जो चलता रहता है ना आजू बाजू में अपने कंपाउंड वॉल्स पे, वो है snails. Yes. Pulmonary sac is present in the terrestrial forms. Circulatory system is of open type. Blood is pumped by a heart into the body cavities. Now, why is it going to be of the open type? Because here you can see a heart here, but ये body cavities में सारा का सारा blood pump out होता है और यहाँ से ये internal organ के अंदर जा रहा है. Correct? So here also the internal organs are directly bathed by the blood. So they say it is going to be of the open type. Then reproduction, they are dioecious, sexes are separate. Oviparous, that is egg laying. Development is direct or it could be indirect, right? So here you can see garden snail laying eggs. Look at the way it is laying the eggs. देखो कैसे दिख रहा है देखो, right? So they are the ones which are the eggs which will eventually hatch out into larvae. So the larvae will then attain the adult form. Fine. What are the unique features? Body has head, visceral mass, which is also called as visceral hum, and muscular foot. तो ये देखो बेटा, ये head है, ये दिखाई दे रहा है तुम्हें? यहाँ से यहाँ head है with the sensory tentacles. See, this is going to be the foot. You can see ये पूरा का पूरा area जो है ना, it will be called as the foot. And this entire one, which you can see, is going to be the visceral mass. So it's going to have a visceral mass, head, and a foot. Okay, they are going to be of different forms. See, univalve, bivalve. Many people eat these bivalves. I don't know what they call it. उनको शिम्पले कहते हैं, शिम्पले. In Marathi उनको शिम्पले कहते हैं. People eat these. Bivalves खाते हैं लोग. Okay. Yeah. Simply ऐसे कुछ तो. Okay. Well, then look the next, the mantle. The soft membrane which covers the visceral mass is going to be called as the mantle. So here you can see this is the shell. ये shell दिखाई दे रहा है बेटा आप सबको. I guess you all can see this shell. Shell के बिल्कुल नीचे this is going to be a soft layer of membranous structure which will be called as the mantle. Correct? Mantle cavity, that is the space between the hump and the mantle, contains feather-like gills for respiration and exhalation. So you can see the gills over here very clearly. Correct? So these gills are going to be helping in respiration as well as excretion. मतलब क्या हो रहा है, ये gills के through ही ये anus pass हो रहा है यहाँ पर. इसीलिए radula, a very important word in mollusca. What is radula? File-like rasping organ in the mouth. It is used for feeding. So just like how we have got teeth and tongue ना, वैसे ये radula होता है. ये देखो उन्होंने यहाँ पर दिया ये they are teeth-like structures which help them in feeding. Okay, got it? Yeah. Even in this diffusion of oxygen happens. Yes, yes, Vedansh, you are right. Perfectly right. Perfectly right. Yes. So this is going to be radula. See now, these are the key words which are present like green glands, statocyst, radula. These are very important words which are characteristic features of that particular group. So please, ये जो important words है ना, ये याद रखने ही पड़ेंगे. You have to remember all these. Okay. What are the examples? See, paella, apple snail, pink tada, pearl oyster, sepia, which is cuttlefish. Many people eat sepia also. Loligo, which is a squid, that is also eaten. Octopus, called as the devilfish. Aplysia, sea hare. Dentalium, tusk shell. This is something which I have seen many a times, which appears like a black brownish color ka structure on the walls of our compound. That is your chitin. And what is the scientific name? Ketopleura. What is it? Ketopleura. Okay, all these are the examples which are given in your NCERT textbooks, and that is the reason you have to remember them. Okay, what's your doubt, my dear? What is sepia? ये देखो, this is sepia, ये वाला loligo, ये cuttlefish, और ये squid है, ये cuttlefish है, ये भी खाते हैं लोग, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? I really don't know. It looks like a fish. It isn't a fish, but it's a mollusk. But people eat it as a fish, of course. Okay, so these all are going to be the example, and all these examples are listed in your NCERT textbook, so you ought to know the names. So let us see at a glance. Organ system is the grade of organization. Symmetry is bilateral. Germs are triploblastic. Coelom, coelomate. Habit, aquatic. Few are terrestrial. Digestive system is complete. Respiratory system, gills in aqueous forms. Pulmonary sac in terrestrial forms. Circulatory system, open type. Reproduction, dioecious. Oviparous. Development is direct or indirect. Unique features, body has head, visceral mass, and muscular foot. It has sensory tentacles. See, here you can see this. ये देखो यहाँ पर, they have got sensory tentacles. Very clearly, you can see this, right? Feather-like gills for respiration and excretion. Calcareous shell. Calcareous shell का मतलब है the shell is going to be made of calcium. The shell is going to be made of calcium, so it's going to be called as calcareous. Mantle is present along with radula. Okay. Example: paella, pentada, sepia, loligo, octopus, aplysia, dentalium, and ketopleura. All the मतलब photographs भी उनके हमने ऊपर डिस्कस किए हैं, और ये लिस्ट भी आपको याद रखनी है बेटा. Okay. What's your doubt, बेटा? Sensory tentacle will perform the same function. Yeah. Same function as antenna. Yes, my dear. Yes, Aditi, you're right. Okay. Mollusca easy. ये जो है ना एट अ ग्लांस वाला, उसकी वजह से ना बहुत इजी और सिंपल हो जाता है. अगर आप सिर्फ ये वाला पार्ट भी याद रखते हो ना, एट अ ग्लांस वाला पार्ट, देन टू ना योर एंटायर एनिमल किंगडम इज डन. ओके, यस, देन कम्स दी, हाँ, व्हाट इज योर डाउट बेटा? Can breathe out. Yes, 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 they can. They can. Temporary, yeah, for some time. For some time. They can be done. Yes. Now this is your starfish. And starfish के जो ये होते हैं फाइलम होते हैं उनको हम क्या कहते हैं इकिनोडर्माटा और इकाइनोडर्माटा so इकाइनो का मतलब होता है spiny derma is skin so these particular group of animals are going to have spiny skin so these animals are also called as spiny skinned animals right got it well what are the general characteristics you see organ system is going to be the grade of organization okay all these examples के नाम आगे आएंगे बेटा don't worry symmetry adults they show radial symmetry you can see the difference between bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry bilateral में एक ही plane से cutting होता है and in radial symmetry you can cut it through any particular plane it's always going to give you equal halves so in adults it's going to be radial symmetry in larvae initially it's going to be the bilateral symmetry okay germinal layers of course cryptoblastic three germinal layers with ectoderm mesoderm and endoderm coelom they are true coelomates you can see the coelomic cavity how they have marked it see this is the coelomic cavity okay yeah I'll tell you yes Aditya I'll tell you habitat is exclusively marine temporarily they can come out and they can survive for little time on the land but they have to immediately go back into the water so they are exclusively marine in habitat digestive system is complete with ventral mouth and dorsal anus okay so here you can see this is the mouth and this is moving and you can see here this is the anus right so it's going to be a complete digestive system respiratory system skin gills means the gills would be present on the skin and they have got something called as a water vascular system my dear this is a very important and characteristic feature of the echinoderms that is the water vascular system very important what is it I'll explain it to you all okay here you can see this see this is the stomach yeah but this is the anus this is the central disc okay these are the digestive glands what is the radial canal and all will come under the digestive only one this is the tube feet which you have to understand and remember they walk along with their tube feet is what they say okay let us see yeah so here it's the circulatory system which is of open time and this is the water vascular system which helps in circulation my dears please pay attention to whatever I'm saying right now I guess now the network issue problem has gone and you all can hear me very clearly if I'm not wrong so kindly listen to me very nicely beta yeah. If they have skin gills do they breathe through diffusion like earthworm yes beta yes you're right yes Palak you're right my dear see so now just understand this what happens okay this is called as your water vascular system what will happen in the water vascular system you can see over here a an elevated knob-like structure which is called as madreporite can you see this is the madreporite they are purely aquatic so what will happen the water will enter through this madreporite and the water will enter into this nerve ring this stone canal ring okay this is called as your ring canal so water jitna bhi andar aayega na it will get evenly spread out in this ring canal now to this ring canal are attached this 5 extensions that you can see correct right can you see this 1 2 3 4 and 5 you can see the 5 extensions coming out okay so these are going to get filled up with the water which is going to be called as the water canal so ये पानी इसमें आएगा पूरे रिंग में भरेगा रिंग से ये रेडियल कैनाल में चला जाएगा पांचों रेडियल कैनाल्स में ये पानी ट्रांसपोर्ट हो जाएगा right from the radial canals they will enter into the tube feet Can you see this tube feet? Correct? Now what will happen? The water is going to be completely filled in the tube feet, due to which the tube feet would become swollen. पानी की वजह से वो क्या हो जाएंगे? They'll become swollen. And once they become swollen, because of the pressure that is going to be generated of the water, they can run or walk through the using the tube feet. Okay, they can walk using these tube feet. And when the water will be thrown out, see water has entered तब तक ठीक है, but वो water जो है वो पूरा बाहर फेंका दिया जाएगा, फेंक दिया जाएगा. और ये जो पानी फेंका जाएगा ना बेटा बाहर, again these tube feet will lose water, they will get shrunken, the radial canals will get shrunken, the ring canal will get shrunken, and eventually they have to again go back to the water area and they have to get it filled again for the movement, right? So this is how exactly the water vascular system is going to help in movement as well as circulation. Circulation kaise ho raha hai beta? Along with the water, the food is also going to be entering inside. And along with that, there is going to be complete circulation of the water system. So this is how your water vascular system is going to be very helpful. It's only and only associated with echinoderms, especially starfish. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right, beta. This is the underside of the starfish. Exactly. One madreporide, only one madreporide. Okay, there's going to be only one madreporide. Okay, you can see this ampulla and the tube feet very clear, right? Any difficulty in understanding the functioning of the cardiovascular system? Anyone who has not followed it, please do let me know. All of you okay? Okay. Reproduction, dioecious, external, that is, they are going to, the gametes are going to be, merging together, combining together in the water itself. Development is always indirect. Ciliated free-swimming larvae are found. Okay, so here you can see a cross section that they have taken. You can see the pyloric stomach, the cardiac stomach. You remember these are something like, present in our stomach region also. Do you remember our stomach? Cardiac, pyloric. याद है ये word अपने में भी होते हैं, right? So even they are going to have all these things. Okay. They are going to directly bathe the organs, which though it is coming via the canal, they are going to bathe the organs directly. The organs are not going to be supplemented via the canal system. So all the canals are going to force the circulation to come and bathe the internal organs. Okay, that is the reason. Yeah. Then we see unique features. They have an endoskeleton made up of calcareous ossicles, that is made up of course calcium, which is spiny body. Head is absent. Water vascular system for locomotion, respiration, capture, as well as transport of food. Excretory system is absent, right? Whatever excretory products they have to throw out will be thrown out into the water body via the water vascular system itself when the water is going to get diffused out. ठीक है, तो ये स्पेशलिटी होती है. ये देखो बेटा, ये ना वाटर वैस्कुलर सिस्टम के ट्यूब फीट देखो कितने सही तरीके से दिखाई दे रहे हैं. ये हर एक इसके दिखाई दे रहा है. ओके, माउथ इज प्रेजेंट, हेड इज एब्सेंट, माउथ इज प्रेजेंट. ओके. Yeah, someone was asking me about sea urchin. See, can you see sea urchin? Sea urchin shows spines. Fine. Examples, all these examples are given in your textbooks. That is Asteriasis, starfish, Echinus, sea urchin, Echinocardium, Antedon, sea lily, Ophiora, little star, Cucumaria, sea cucumber. These all names are there in your books. Just look at the differences in their shapes and sizes and forms, right? characteristics at a glance of mollusca as well. Germ layers, grades of organization, organ system, symmetry, radial, bilateral in larvae, germ layers, triploblastic, coelom, coelomate, habitat exclusively marine. Digestive system is complete with ventral mouth and dorsal anus. Circulatory system reduced and open type. Reproduction, dioecious with external fertilization. Development is indirect. Ciliated, free swimming larvae. Unique features: body is covered with spines, calcareous endoskeleton, which is going to be having ossicles. Water vascular system is present and excretory system is absent. Example: Asteriasis, Echinus, Echinocardium, Antedon, Cucumaria, and Ophyra. This is about the mollusca. Any difficulty in understanding mollusk? तो क्या करना है बेटा आपको? जो कीवर्ड्स है, जो स्पेसिफिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है, यूनिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है हर एक के, तो ये जो चार्ट में दिखा रही हूँ ना, जो स्पेशलिटी एट अ ग्लांस वाले, please ensure that you study these perfectly. Nothing outside from this is going to be asked in your examinations, your final NEET examination में इसमें से ही सब पूछा जाएगा. Okay, so ensure that you do this very precisely. Now comes Hemichordata. Look at this. This is Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum of Chordata. Like chordate, it has pharyngeal gill slits. So why was it considered as chordate? Because just like chordates, it's going to have pharyngeal gill slits. So let us understand more that why it is not now considered as a chordate and why is it called as hemichordate. Okay. Grade of organization, organ system, symmetry, bilateral symmetry. These all are your hemichordates, beta. Germinal layer, triploblastic. 3 germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Coelom is coelomate. So true coelom is present. Exclusively marine. They are only and only found in marine waters. Digestive system is complete. Respiratory system is with the help of gills. Circulatory system is open time. Okay, so you can see over here, this is the heart which they have labeled. This is the heart. These are the gill slits. Okay, hepatic sac, dorsal blood vessel, dorsal nerve cord. Here you can see the anus. Okay, clear? Can you see this stomochord? This is something which is important for hemichordates. What is it? I'll explain, no doubt. Reproduction. Dioecious with external fertilization, indirect. Okay. So here you can see these are the internal organs in which you can very well see the gonads. Okay. Here. Then example is balanoglossus. वो आगे आने ही वाला है. What is the unique feature? See. Worm-like cylindrical body. It looks like a worm. It actually looks like a kida. So it's a worm-like cylindrical body formed of anterior proboscis. यहाँ पर आगे proboscis होते हैं इसके. It's going to have a collar. You can see a collar-like region over here. Okay. A long trunk. Okay. Collar bears stomochord. What is it? It's a rudimentary structure similar to notochord. तो जैसे अपना notochord है ना chordata का, वैसे ये जो है उसको भी एक rudimentary notochord के जैसा structure present है. It is not a notochord. It is similar to notochord. Okay. Excretion is going to be by the proboscis gland. Excretion is going to be with the help of this proboscis gland. Got it? So this is your stomochord. So stomochord is nothing but it's a rudimentary structure which is similar to notochord. Yeah, that is stomochord. Yes, yes. तो stomochord ये word है ना बेटा, यूनिक है अपने हेमिकॉर्डेट्स के लिए. Stomochord ये word और कहीं भी आपको नहीं दिखाई देगा. Fine. 2 examples only that you need to study. Yeah, yes, Aditi, you're right. Only two examples we have to study, balanoglossus and saccoglossus. Balanoglossus is also called as tongue worm because it appears like a tongue. So this is balanoglossus and this is saccoglossus. They are worm-like. They appear like worms. So what are the characteristics at a glance? See, grades of organization is organ system. Symmetry is bilateral. Germ layer is cryptoblastic. Coelom is coelomate. Habitat exclusively marine. Digestive system is complete. Respiratory system, gills. Circulatory system, open type. Reproduction diversions, external fertilization, development is indirect. Unique features, worm-like cylindrical body with proboscis, collar and trunk. So if you remember in arthropod, they had head and not proboscis. Here there is proboscis. Koala bears stomaphore, which is a rudimentary notochord-like structure. Excretion is going to be with the help of proboscis gland. Examples, balanoglossus and saccoglossus. Easy. All of you okay with this? Any doubts, any confusion, any points which have not followed for hemichordates? All of you? So after hemichordata, we are coming to something called as chordata. Let me show you about the chordata now and share the chordata wala part also. So we have completed till now your yes. So now we come to chordata. Okay. So let us understand what exactly are your chordates. So phylum chordata, it includes animals with a notochord, or it should be, like these animals should have a dorsal tubular nerve cord, and they also they also going to have a pair of pharyngeal gill slits. So notochord is flexible rod located in the mid dorsal line between the alimentary canal and nerve cord in the embryo. So ये जो है बेटा, ये देखो यहाँ पर तुम देख सकते हो बहुत अच्छी तरह से. See, this is going to be your pharyngeal gill slits. Correct? This is the pharynx और ये इसके gill slits हैं. यहाँ पर ये mouth. Right? Here you can see heart is present, stomach, intestine, anus. Okay. Here you can see the presence of this long structure which is called as the notochord, and here you can see the hollow nerve cord. Okay, so chordates की ये speciality होती है कि उनमें notochord, nerve cords ये present होते हैं. Pharyngeal gill slits and all, yes, not present in us, but it's also one of the features of chordates. Okay, got it? What does it say? What is the difference? Chordates and non-chordates. Notochord is found in embryonic stage. Non-chordates, it is absent. Central nervous system is dorsal, hollow, and single in chordates. In non-chordates, it is ventral, solid, and double. Pharyngeal gill slits are present. Pharyngeal gill slits are absent. Ventral heart, dorsal heart, if present. So you have seen that Tenophora and Cylindrata and Porifera, all these were not having any heart at all. So they are saying if present, it is going to be on the dorsal side. A post-tenal part, that is tail, is present. Non-chordate tail is absent. See, now though we say that tail, in us we will not have any tail present, of course, but the postal anal part is going to be a part of all the chordates. Correct? So, let us understand in detail about phylum chordata beta. ये देखो. In non-chordates, notochord is absent. They are full life or absent. No, it's in non-chordates, it is never going to be present. Notochord will never be present. and in chordates, it's going to be present at least in the embryonic life. Later on also it's going to be present, but at least in the embryonic life it is going to be present. Okay. What are the three subphyla? So the three subphyla. So see beta, ये फाइलम जितने अभी भी हमने पढ़े हैं वो तो सिंपल है, लेकिन जब कॉर्डेट्स की बात होती है ना तो कॉर्डेट्स में सबफाइलम और क्लास भी आने वाला है. Okay, so please be very clear about these, don't get confused. So subphylum, first is going to be Urochordata. It's also going to be called as Tunicata. Subphylum Cephalochordata and subphylum Vertebrata. Okay, ये तीन subphylums के बारे में हमें detailing करनी है. Which are the three? Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. So first we will go to Urochordata. So first is urochordates or tunicates as we call them. Notochord present only in larval tail. So uro का मतलब क्या है? Tail region. Cephalo का मतलब क्या है? Head region. तो जिनका notochord tail region में present है, ऐसे जो animals है, they will belong to Urochordata. Body is covered by test made up of tunicin. Testa का मतलब या test का मतलब है outer covering. Here, what is the meaning of the word test? Outer covering. And it is made up of tunicin. So name of the protein which is going to make up the outer covering of the body is going to be called as tunicin. Exclusively marine, and they are hermaphrodites. That means the male and the female sex organs are going to be present in the same animal. Example देखो, Ascaria, Salpa, Doliolum, all belong to Urochordates. So look at their diagram. Look at their diagram, beta. Tunica is also the same thing. Yes, tunic, tunica, test, testra, everything is the same. Covering. So see here, you can see the salpa. कैसे दिखता है? देखो ट्रांसपेरेंट लग रहा है. ये भी देखो. This is Doliolum. Okay. So here the notochord is going to be only present in the larval tail. It's not going to be present in the adults also. Fine. Cephalochordates, I told you just now, uro means in the tail region and cephalo means in the head region. So here the notochord is present from the head to the tail region and is persistent throughout the life. इसका मतलब from the birth to the death, ये जो cephalochordate का सबफाइलम है, उनमें जितने भी एनिमल्स है, उनमें सब में नोटोकॉर्ड हेड टू टेल रीजन में till the death presently. Okay. Fish-like body, exclusively marine, sexes are separate. Example, Brachiostoma, which is amphioxus or lancelet. तो ये देखिए ये दोनों के डायग्राम्स है यहाँ पर of course. So this is amphioxus and this is your lancelet. Okay. You can see a notochord present, a nerve cord present, intestine present, anus present, both gonads in the same organism. Correct? Right? So this is your amphioxus. Then subphylum Vertebrata possesses notochord during the embryonic period. Notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in adults. So in the embryonic stage, it's going to have a notochord, but eventually it is going to be, replaced either by cartilaginous vertebral column or by bony vertebral column. Okay. Ventral muscular heart is present. हमारा ventral muscular heart ही होता है बेटा. Kidneys are present for excretion, osmoregulation. They have got paired appendages. That is, fins होते हैं paired या फिर limbs होते हैं paired. बराबर? So this is how it looks like. So here you can see the different animals and their typical structures. So now we have to talk in detail about this subphylum Vertebrata. हम लोग सिर्फ subphylum Vertebrata देखेंगे और बोलेंगे हाँ हो गया तो नहीं होता है. Okay. सो उसको हमें और डिटेलिंग करनी है. ओके, सो लेट अस सी. सब फाइलम वर्टिब्रेटा, दे आर आल्सो कॉल्ड एज क्रेनिएटा बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेजेंस ऑफ क्रेनियम. ये देखो, सो वर्टिब्रेटा further classified as Agnatha, that is jawless, and Natostomata, that is the one which is going to have jaws. Agnatha का एक ही क्लास है, साइक्लोस्टोमा. Agnatha का only one class, साइक्लोस्टोमा. लेकिन नाथोस्टोमाटा के दो सुपर क्लास है, Pisces and Tetrapoda. There are two super classes, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces के दो टाइप्स, कॉन्ड्रिक थाइस एंड ऑस्टिक थाइस. कॉन्ड्रिक थाइस का मतलब क्या है? कार्टिलेजिनस फिश. एंड ऑस्टिक थाइस का मतलब क्या है? बोनी फिश. ओके, सो कुछ होते हैं कार्टिलेजिनस फिश, कुछ होते हैं बोनी फिश. एंड टेट्रा मीन्स फोर, पोडा मीन्स लिम्ब. सो those which bear four limbs are going to be called as your tetrapoda. Example, amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammalia. Easy. तो ये बेटा ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स है जो प्लीज कंफ्यूज ना होना. वर्टिब्रेटा, जॉलिस, क्लास साइक्लोस्टोमा, Gnathostomata bears jaws, further classified as Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces means fish, you all know. उसमें दो टाइप है, cartilaginous fish and bony fish. Tetrapoda means four legs, amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammalia. Any doubts, any confusion in this? This is important. This is important. Clear? Okay. Then we come to subphylum Vertebrata. That is, first we talk about Cyclostomata. All are ectoparasites. They are ectoparasites on some of the fishes. Elongated body without scales. They have got paired fins, right? 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Sucking and circular mouth without the jaws. See, they have got sucking and circular mouth and they don't have jaws because they are parasites. तो इनको क्या करना है? इनको होस्ट को चिपकना है एंड प्री डाइजेस्टेड फूड को सिर्फ सक करना है. तो उनको कुछ चबाना नहीं है, उनको कुछ भी नहीं करना है. Therefore, these are without the jaws, right? They have got cartilaginous cranium and they have got a water column. Circulation is of closed type. Marine, but migrate for spawning to fresh water. What do you mean by this? They are basically marine, so they are going to live in sea water, marine water. But for laying their eggs, that is for spawning, they move to fresh water. After spawning, they die. See, there is something called as change in the osmolarity of marine water and osmolarity of fresh water. Correct? So they lay the eggs in the fresh water. They try to come back to the marine water and then they die. 1 minute, beta. 1 minute. Yeah. So what is happening now? See, circulation is of closed type. Marine, but migrate for spawning to fresh water. After spawning, they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. So look at the beauty of it. Their parents are going to be marine. They come to the fresh water to lay the eggs. Once the eggs hatch out, the larvae again move back to the marine water. They again go back to the oceans. Example, Petromyzon, which is also called as lamprey, and Mixin, which is also called as hagfish. Okay, so two names you have to remember for Cyclostomata. Look at their circular mouth. ये देखो कैसा है उनका mouth. Circular है. They don't have jaws. Okay, right? They are going to be having circular mouth and they are going to be of the sucking type. Got it? Names is Petromyzon and Mixin, lamprey and hagfish. कुछ भी पूछते वो. Any difficulty in this? They are also present. Yeah. They're present in aquarium. Yes. They stick to the glasses. Yes. You can see the fish, this very clearly over there. Yeah, they Petromyzon and hagfish. Okay. Same thing, but look at the diagrams. The diagrams are very clearly mentioned over here. Petromyzon and hagfish. That is lamprey and hagfish. Yeah. They are generally black in color. Yes. You are right. Yes. 1 minute. Then we come to superclass spices. Chondric thighs and ostic thighs, cartilaginous fish and bony fish. Correct? What is the difference? Chondric thighs and ostic thighs, marine. They are also marine, but these are also freshwater. These will never be freshwater. They are streamlined body. Even they have got streamlined body. They are predaceous. That means they are going to be continuously predating. खाते रहते हैं full time. Cartilaginous endoskeleton. Notochord is present throughout the life. Here the notochord is going to be replaced. Of course, it's going to be present, replaced by what we call. Okay. Ventral mouth, terminal mouth. Look at the difference between the position of the mouth. Okay. Ventral and terminal. Powerful jaws. They have got very powerful jaws. Gill slits without operculum or gill covering. Okay. So they do not have any gill covering. They have got 4 pairs of gills with operculum on each side. You can see this. ये देखो यहाँ पर है ना operculum होता है. जो फिश खाते हैं उनको शायद ये स्ट्रक्चर operculum पता भी है गिल्स के ऊपर जो होता है वो. हाँ, they would be knowing it. Skin with placoid scale, skin with cycloid or tenoid scale. Okay, so see, this is the structure of the placoid scale, and this is the structure of the cycloid and tenoid scales. ठीक है? Teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. तो ये देखो ये जो teeth होते हैं इनके ना ये placoid scales जो backwardly directed है. Okay, then teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. No air bladder is present. So they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. बेटा chondric thighs अगर swim नहीं करेंगे ना तो वो मर जाएंगे. Because there is no air bladder. So they have to swim. They can't, even they sleep during swimming only. So if they don't swim and they go to sleep, now they will die. There is no air bladder present at all. So ये जो chondric thighs होते हैं ना उनको 24/7 they have to swim. Okay. Whereas in ostic thighs, air bladder is present, so they can maintain the buoyancy. Buoyancy का मतलब है they can float. वो float कर सकते हैं, आराम से float करते हैं. Okay, so that is going to be called as no air bladder and presence of air bladder. Chondric thighs are poiculotherms, cold-blooded. Even ostic thighs are cold-blooded. 2-chambered heart, 1 auricle and 1 ventricle. 2-chambered heart, 1 auricle and 1 ventricle. That is similar in both the cases. Sexes are separate. So sexes are separate in males. This is important. Chondric thighs में in males, pelvic fins bears claspers. So you know it will help the males के ये जो pelvic fins होते हैं, जो claspers होते हैं, that will help to hold the female during copulation. So this is a special feature seen in chondric thighs. Ostic thighs will not have anything like this. Okay. Internal fertilization takes place in chondric thighs, whereas external fertilization takes place in ostic thighs. They are generally viviparous. Ostic thighs are oviparous. So, look at the difference between the male and the female. Here you can see the presence of claspers, and females will not have it. Okay, this is the female ovary. This is the male testis. This is the difference between the two. Okay. Examples: Scoliodon, that is dogfish. Then Carcodon, that is great white shark. So your shark also comes over here only in chondric thighs. Pristis, that is sawfish. Here you can see this particular structure looks like a saw. Trigon, stingray. The sting, it has got poison inside the sting. An electric organ, that is the electric ray called as torpedo. बेटा ये सारे नाम आपको याद रखने हैं और ये देखो डिफरेंस है इनमें. ट्राइगॉन एंड टॉर्पेडो में डिफरेंस है. सो स्टिंग रे एंड इलेक्ट्रिक रे जो है वो एक दूसरे से अलग दिखते हैं. प्लीज, these are the examples of chondric thighs. What are the examples of this we are going to talk about? Ostick thighs. ये देखो. Exocetus, that is flying fish. Hippocampus, seahorse. These are marine. Freshwater is labio, patla, and clarius. People eat all these, huh? People eat all these. All of these are eaten everywhere, around the world. Aquarium के जो fish है, they are betta. You might have seen him. Betta को देखा होगा. Fighting fish कहते हैं उसको. And petrophyllum, which is angelfish. Even angelfish भी बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं aquarium में. Anyone knows about them? You have seen these in the aquarium or in the fish tanks? Then you have been anywhere out? Yes? Yeah. They are very common. They are very common. Okay? Yes, yes, yes. Aquarium, yes. You have seen, na? Yeah. These are very common. They are very huge also. So remember the names of ostick thighs, beta. Exocetus, hippocampus, rohu, catla, clarius, betta, and petrophyllum. All of these are the examples of ostick thigh, that is bony fish. Okay. This is the most easiest part. Superclass tetrapoda. Okay. First, we talk about amphibians. You know about amphibians also. They need water for breathing. Body has head, trunk, small. Some may have of tail. Tympanum represents the ear, so they don't have a proper ear. They are going to have tympanum or tympanum, as you say. Three-chambered heart, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. Correct? They are poiculotherms, cold-blooded. Alimentary canal, urinary tract, reproductive tract open into cloaca, which opens to the exterior. So the cloaca is a common opening wherein the alimentary canal, urinary canal, and the reproductive canal all merge together and open, which that opening is called as cloaca. Respiration is by gills in larvae, lungs, and skin. Sexes are separate. External fertilization, oviparous. Development is indirect. ये तो amphibians है. Frog, best example is frog, है ना? ये देखो, tadpole external gills दिखाई दे रहे हैं. ये frog के eggs है. Examples: bufo, that is toad. Rana frog. Hyla frog. Salamander is salamander कहते हैं उसको. And your amphibian. It looks like a snake, but it isn't a snake, okay? उसको है ना पांडसा बोलते हैं. In Marathi, ये जो एक होते हैं ना, they are called. You might have heard about it. The ones which are there in water generally. Okay. Reptilia, dry and cornified skin, epidermal scales or scutes are present, है ना? तो ये देखो, ये alligator है, ये scutes देखो उसके ऊपर के, ये ऐसे जो उसको हम scutes कहते हैं, correct? Snakes and lizards share their scales and skin cast. Limbs, 2 pairs if present. Crawling mode of locomotion. Tympanum represents ear, so even they are going to have tympanum. ये देखो. This is the, see, इसको हम कहते हैं कि it is casting the skin. It's called as a skin cast. See, you can see a translucent type of a skin left over after that snake has come out through it. You know this? The snakes are generally going to cast the skin every year. At least once in a year it casts the skin. आपने किसी ने देखा है skin cast देखा है snake का? ऐसे लगता है सच में snake है वहां पर, It is a caste. I even have seen very recently only I had seen when I had come to my native place. Yeah, it's shed. Yeah, it's shedding. Correct. It is shedding of the skin. Correct. Yeah, it looks a bit scary, of course. Three-chambered heart, but a septum partially separates the ventricle. Heart is four-chambered in crocodiles. Oiculotherms, well-developed alimentary canal. Respiration by gills. Internal fertilization, oviparous, and development is direct. So these are like very easy things. Exception देखो बेटा यहाँ पर crocodile is an exception which is going to have four-chambered heart. Otherwise, all are having three-chambered heart. Correct? All reptiles. All reptiles. Example C, Shilon, that is turtle, Tustodo, that is tortoise, chameleon, tree lizard, Hemidactylus, wall lizard, Calotes, garden lizard, Crocodilus, crocodile, and alligator. These examples are given in your NCERT, so you have to remember all of them. ये तो अपनी बहुत फेवरेट है, रोज मिलती है कि नहीं? हाँ, हेमिडैक्टिलस तो हमेशा दिखती ही रहती है इधर ना उधर. घर के अंदर आ गई तो बस बात खत्म. जब तक वो घर के बाहर है तब तक सही है. Right? So these are your examples of reptilia. Naja, these are the poisonous snakes. That is the cobra. Bangarus is crate. Vipera is viper. And non-poisonous snake is python. This is the python. It's non-poisonous, but it is very dangerous. It can gulp down a complete human. Right? So just give me 5 more minutes and we will complete this chapter, beta. It's almost on the verge of completion. Only apes and mammals are remaining, which is simple also. It's not poisonous. It will never bite anyone. It will never bite and spread poison. It will just gulp down the humans and then it will, keep that particular animal or the man inside its entire body, and then it will twist and turn around a huge tree or something, and it will crack the bones and digest the animal. So it will never ever spread any poison. Okay. Apes, presence of feathers and beak, forelimbs are modified into wings. You know this. Birds sabne dekhe hai. Dry skin without glands, except the presence of oil gland, which is present at the base of the tail. Hind limbs have scales and are modified for walking, swimming, or clasping tree branches. Long, hollow pneumatic bones. Tympanum represents ear. So even the birds are going to have tympanum. Look at this pneumatic bones. Pneumatic का मतलब क्या है? Hollow bones. Okay. You can see the beak. You can see the tympanum. Hind limbs. This is the feather. Four-chambered heart. These are the first one to have completely four-chambered heart. Homeotherms, that is warm-blooded animals. Digestive tract has additional chambers. Presence of crop and gizzard is seen. You can see in this diagram also, you can see this. This is a crop and this is a gizzard, which is a part of the digestive system of the birds. Okay. Double respiration, air sacs connected to lungs. Internal fertilization, they are oviparous. We all know birds lay eggs. And development is direct. Directly, the young one will be hatched out as a bird only, not like a larvae. Okay. Examples: corvus, crow, columba, pigeon. Cetacula is parrot. Struthio, ostrich. Pavo peacock, many of you would be knowing it also. And your penguin is going to be called as what? Aptenodytes. And neophron is vulture. But all to know. Crow, pigeon, parrot, ostrich. ये आपको पता है. I know these all are birds. But scientific names are important. Corvus, columba, Cetacula, Struthio, Pavo, Aptenodytes, and neophron. All belong to apes. Okay. And to complete this chapter, the last is going to be the mammalia. The presence of The mammary glands, of course, it's the characteristic feature of all mammals. Skin with hair. We have got hair on our skin. Two pairs of limbs for walking, running, climbing, burrowing. Correct? Swimming, flying. External ear, that is pinna, is present. Four chambered heart. हमने तो पूरा सर्कुलेशन चैप्टर पढ़ लिया है, तो हमें तो पूरा उसका ये भी पता है, फंक्शनिंग भी पता है. And so they are four chambered hearts with homeotherms. We can maintain our body temperatures, right? We are not poikilotherms. We are homeotherms. Well developed alimentary canal. Dentition is heterodont, thecodont, diphodont. I hope you all remember these words: heterodont, thecodont, and diphodont. Heterodont means 4 different types of teeth would be present. Thecodont, that is going to be the presence of gums in which the teeth are going to be embedded. And diphodonts means you'll be having emerging teeth twice, the milk teeth and the permanent teeth. Correct? Protection. The function is basically protection. Okay? Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate. Internal fertilization. Viviparous except Echidna and Platypus. And development is direct. Okay? Examples क्या है बेटा? ये Platypus है, kangaroo, flying fox, monkey, that is macaca, marcopus, ornithocynus, this is your pteropus, okay, camellias, ratus, canis, felis, elephas. तो जनरल नेम्स तो हमें पता है, बट ये जो है ये सारे साइंटिफिक नेम्स है, ये भी याद रखना. okay? Delphinus, dolphin. Balaenoptera, blue whale. Equus, horse. Panthera tigris is tiger. Panthera leo is lion. That's it with your chapter of kingdom animal. Correct? So, of course, the ones which are tetrapods are very simple to remember and understand. But yes, you need to remember the scientific names. Please don't forget the scientific names. Okay? And as I have told you all, please make a chart and stick it or paste it on the wall where you move very frequently. जहाँ आप बहुत ज़्यादा बैठते हो जिस एरिया में ना, उधर ये पूरा एग्जाम्पल का चार्ट एंड स्पेशल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स का चार्ट बनाकर चिपका देना चाहिए. Okay? So in the next class, we'll go ahead with the new topic. Fine? Sure. Bye. Thank you. See you all. And of course, we'll meet on the respective physical days. अब मैं थोड़ा सा मैं बाय करने के लिए तो वीडियो ऑन कर सकती हूँ. ओके, यस, बाय बाय बाय, सी यू.